Hello, how's everybody doing? You guys have a good break from us? I had a great break. Great break.
The 11 hitting periods now, you've seen probably at the beginning when you started coaching, you get hit all the time. And then there's this great debate about do they learn to tackle even though they're healthier? How do you see that, the evolution of less is more or keeping them healthier is better? Does it affect tackling? Does it worry you? Is it a good thing?
Yeah, there's a fine balance to it all. But I love when the rules change because that's a chance for us to adjust and get an edge. So we have to condense our teaching, condense our tackling, and do everything we can to simulate that balance that we may have been missing in the past. But all the rules they're making to help the players, it's a different kind of player now. You know, they're more explosive, the nutrition, the sleep. There's all kinds of things that factor into them being ready to go on Sunday. So these are all good changes, and we just work around them.
And do you find that players are, you mentioned all these players have more nutrition and all the training is top notch. Are they as ready as they were put back in the day when they used to practice more?
I can't tell you the answer to that, but what I can tell you that it's even. It's even. All the teams have it the same. So the most impressive thing that I've seen is the environment that Kevin and Kwesi have provided for us in this short amount of time, because it's created a heck of a learning environment here. It encourages people to be their very best. And all through this building, whether it's scouting, medical and everything, people are eager to help each other. And when you have that, you can take a team a long way.
Period here where you still can't put the pads on. Are you looking for just the retention to see what guys kind of carried over from the spring?
Yeah, exactly. You know, in the spring, there was two things that were really important to us, and that was connecting our team. And that was Kevin coming in as a new coach, connecting the offense and defense. We went in the defensive room, we connected our players, connected with them, and then furthered their connection in there, and then we had to advance our scheme, and we got a lot done. But right now, in this week, we're going to the next step from the mental standpoint, and we put them out on the field, and we want to hear them say the words and know what they mean so we can communicate and grow there. What you're going to see in a couple days is when the pads come on, and that's when a whole different evaluation piece comes in. And the people that have their fights close to the line of scrimmage, first you see the physical part from the defensive line. Then the linebackers, they have a reaction where they have to play boot, run, pass. That shows up when the pads come on. And same with safeties and defensive backs. So we're looking for that phase, and that's a big part of our evaluation. That's why we really don't get ahead of things. It's really the teaching, the communication, and really to keep further developing the connections on your team. They're important. You have to invest in those all the way through.
Harrison Smith said the other day that when he was younger, he wanted everything to be a big hit. But now that he's gotten older, he's more strategic, he's more smart, like what's going to help us win more. How do you teach that? Is that, you can't teach that to the younger guys. Is it just something, light bulb that comes on for an older guy, or how do you handle that?
Yeah, the very first part of your question, who said that?
Harrison Smith.
Yeah. I just see those guys as vessels to help your whole team. And he has so much experience and so many game things that have happened to him. I just do a lot of listening, you know, and all the special players that we've coached in our path, and how can I connect him to create experience? You know, same thing with Eric and any other veterans we have. And one of the things I will say that sets this group and this locker room apart, this is a deep leadership locker room. It's very deep. It's all through it. If I started naming names on, and I'm just talking on defense, the guys that I'm really, and it's on offense too, but the guys that we're connected with, it's a true edge. We're going to get more work done. We're going to be a closer team, and all those good things. But what I'm looking to do is leverage that experience. And in the old days, you know, it took 10 years to learn something, or they said, hey, in year 3 or 4, a guy will be good. No, we want to cut that in half. We want 2 to mean 4. We want 2 to mean 1, and advance that way. And that's our mindset.
And what does Cam Dantzler need to do in this camp? What are we kind of looking for him to do as he
We just got to let him play football a little bit, and we'll watch him. And he reminds me of somebody I've seen over the years, because when you've done it long enough, and we'll find a way to play him where he can be most successful.
And with Jordan Hicks unavailable, we saw Troy Dye running with the ones yesterday. What has he kind of done to earn that opportunity, both physically, mentally?
Yeah, it's all close. He just had the most experience and so forth. But, you know, when one guy is missing, it just creates a rotation where more guys get all the reps. It's just an advantage for those guys heading into the contact phase.
Leadership. A lot lot of guys have mentioned Dalvin Tomlinson as somebody who's played in this scheme before, try to help some of these younger guys. What have you seen from him just as he brings along Armin Watts and all the other guys?
Dalvin and Harrison Phillips, they're a coach's dream. There's no room in NFL that's got those type of guys, or they're up with anybody's. I haven't seen every room, but we just love the leadership, and every day they're going to lead the charge. It's a gift. You won't always have that. It's an advantage.
A guy like Armin Watts, what's the biggest step for him as he kind of enters a year maybe as a starter, which he hasn't done before?
Yeah. I really don't know. We're still evaluating him, and I want to see the pads come on. With the big guys, I want to see how do they hit blocks in the run, and then how much rush do they really give you, and we'll evaluate that and get a role for him.
Dantzler reminded you of somebody you coached in the past. Who does he remind you of?
You just look at long guys, and you go all the way back. Pat Surtain's a really long guy, close to 6'3". That's a recent one. There are similarities. He's a little more slight. I'm trying to think offhand. Nobody comes to mind right now, but I could think about it and get somebody.
Harrison Smith told us you're great about teaching the whys as the starting point when you go to introduce any defense. You always start there. Why is that your starting point?
I just always felt with teaching that if I'm going to ask somebody that is a world-class athlete to go do something, why not tell them the why and the purpose? And a lot of good things can happen. They'll do their job better if they know why. They'll also might give me a tip of when I need to change it. Or they say, Coach, maybe a little bit of this, I can still get that done if they know the why and the purpose of the call. So, it's first thing we tell them is what is the call, why we're doing it, and how we're going to do it. And if we cover all those things, good things will happen.
Between Cameron Bynum and Lewis Cine, they seem to be competing for the same safety spot. What do you need to see from either of them to kind of make a decision there?
Yeah. Those are questions that our observation skills will take over. We're going to expose those two guys to everything. Are we going to have some 3 safety packages? Does one play nickel, one play dime? Do they both need, a little more time watching other people? We don't know the answers to that, but I know I'm very encouraged by both of them, and I'm encouraged by how hard they study and work.
So many of these guys played for so long under the previous staff. Was it kind of hard to get them to learn new habits, or were they pretty eager to kind of start anew?
Yeah, there's two sides of that. Mike Zimmer is a hell of a defensive coach. He's done a lot of great things here, and they had their systems in place so long. And now we're rolling in here with a new scheme. It's one we've done a couple places, so we know how to teach it, and we take pride in teaching it best the next time. But I'm mindful of all the changes, and that's why you got to go talk to your senior leaders and connect the dots. There are a lot of things that are similar, and how can we keep that, and make that connection? So it's important, and it's it's a major topic for us because we got to get up to that speed to be successful in this division.
Along those lines, Daniil yesterday said that he feels like he can play looser in this defense. What would it be?
Who was that?
Daniil said, and I asked him, what does that mean for him? And he just said, I don't know, it just means looser. And I was wondering, is there anything about this defense that, as you look at it, allows guys to play looser?
Our whole thing is we want to be multiple but simple, and we want all our players playing fast and certain. And we're in a day and age, if you're too simple, people are going to take advantage of you. If you're too hard and your players are confused, that's going to be a detriment to you. So we got to hit that sweet spot to load them up with all our experience, leverage all our veterans, and see how far we can take it. But I can't answer why he would say that. I mean, I don't know for sure I could ask him and get that answer.
You might have more clue.
Well, I could feel him out, and we could get to the answer of it. So I'll work on that.
You have 2 assignments now, right?
Yeah, 2 assignments. We're all working together. You guys good? Hey, thanks for everything. Appreciate it.